Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Patricia and I'm the creator behind Pops to Milk Crochet. Even though it is technically spring, we have been getting some snowstorms and very cold weather in our part of the world, but that has not stopped me from wanting to create some spring inspired projects that, maybe it'll inspire the weather to get with the program. So let me show you what I have been working on in the month of March and a little bit of April. So let's get started. First of all, I finished the Tanjiro bag. This this was really fun to make. Let me just say that up front. It was fun to make, but at the same time also very challenging just because there's a lot of structure involved. And I think I mentioned in my last vlog sharing what I had been working on. This was still a work in progress, but just adding the zipper to this, that was intense. And adding the canvas inside with the liner, which you can't see because there is a fabric liner with pockets that I sewed, and I think it looks great. It's very dark inside because I did choose a very dark colored liner, but that's okay. And I added these tabs with D-rings at the ends just in case I decide to add some kind of removable strap. But overall, I think this is so cool. I love how it looks. It is very Tanjiro, and I cannot wait to start using this. I think this is going to be one of my key statement pieces for some time to come. All right, this next project is one that I started several months ago, and I finally finished it in March, and it kind of took a turn. I think it was going to be a cropped top, so a mesh crop top, and I had a prototype that I made last year, which was the inspiration. So I thought, let me just make this properly with nicer yarn. And I made it, and then I kind of went off track and I decided to go rogue, I guess. And I added a waist. It was no longer going to be a crop top. I decided to add a waist, and then I continued, and I thought, why don't I just keep working stitches until I run out of yarn? And that's what I did. And now it's turned into I guess, peplum. Peplum? I never know how to say that word, but it's kind of a peplum top, and I like how it looks. It's very form-fitting, and I think maybe the waist could be taken in a little bit. But I did add an elastic on the inside just to help keep it in a little bit more. And I added a bit of a it looks like a scalloped edging on the neckline. It really isn't. It's just single crochet stitches into the spaces. And I enjoy how that turned out. But what I really like about this project is that it did start out as a top, as a crop top, and then it evolved. And now I'm thinking, if I just continued this, it could turn into a dress. Like it already has the workings of a dress. It's got the bodice part, and then it has the waist. And if I had more yarn, I could have just continued until I reached a dress length. So I think this is inspiring me to make another project using this as a base to make a dress. I don't know if I'll use the same stitch. This was the trellis stitch. I might use the same stitch, but I might experiment with something else. What I like about this stitch though, and why I would probably use it if I made a dress, it's just very flexible and it's pretty stretchy, very form-fitting as well. And I actually didn't really need to do any increasing for the bottom part. It just naturally started to flow. So I think that's one reason to use this particular stitch. But I might experiment. This next project is a hat I decided to make randomly. I had this leftover yarn from a dress that I made a couple of years ago now, and I really wanted to use it up. And I thought, I don't have any very lightweight hats, and it would be great to have something for in between, maybe even summer. And so I crocheted until I didn't have any more of this leftover yarn. And it turned out super cute. I'm happy with this. It was very simple and a very mindless crochet project too. You just start with a round and then work even rounds. And then I switched over to single crochet. I started with double crochet and I switched to single crochet for the rim. And I enjoy that I can flip the rim upwards or just leave it down for more sun coverage. But overall, super fun. I might make another one of these again and might document it next time I make it. But this was very spur of the moment, just kind of free-handed this. Yeah, looking forward to wearing this when it's not so cold outside. And the last of my finished projects is my daisy coaster. And if you didn't catch it, I did release a video and a blog post on this daisy coaster. By the way, I do have an email newsletter. So if you haven't signed up for it, that's how you will find out when I have released a new pattern. So be sure to go to my blog, popstomilk.com, and sign up for the newsletter. That way you can find out when I publish a new blog post, release a new video or tutorial like this daisy coaster, and then you can go check it out. So this coaster has already been getting used. I just noticed some stains on it because yes, it's being used right now as both a coaster and apparently a pot holder, since I saw my husband putting a hot pot on this coaster the other day. So it's multifunctional. If you make this, I do recommend using cotton yarn. You can use acrylic, and I did make another one using acrylic yarn, and it works really well. But this, I find cotton is just a little bit more durable. But yeah, happy with this particular coaster. It's just so bright and very spring, which is the whole focus of this particular vlog. So check out the tutorial that I posted and let me know how it goes if you make one of these. And now on to my works in progress. I'm happy to share that my green cardigan that I have been working on since last summer, I think, last fall, I have made some serious progress. This is getting there. I have finished crocheting all the pieces that I need to make, and now I just need to join them. This has also been blocked, which is always something that I find, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I have finished a project like a garment, the only thing that is holding me back from finishing is usually I just need to block it. And for some reason, I just don't do it. It's one of those procrastination things that I just like, I'll do it later, it'll be fine. And then sometimes I just don't do it. But in this case, I did want to block it mainly because the sleeves, the second sleeve, I actually forgot what I had done in the first sleeve and I had to figure it all out from the beginning. Anyway, I'll be releasing a whole video and potentially a pattern on this, but it was a struggle. So I really needed to block the pieces, in particular the sleeves, to make sure that they matched, and they do for the most part. But I've got the sleeves, my two front panels, and the back piece. So now I just need to sew all of this together and add a front closure to the two panels. I don't know yet what I'm going to do, but yeah, zipper or buttons, I don't know. But that is the next part of this. Hopefully I'm not going to procrastinate and put this on hold for several months. And this next project is another top that I'm working on. This is, I guess it's going to be a vest. This is the back part of it. And this has also been blocked. And this is the front piece, which is still attached to yarn because I don't know yet if I want to add an afterthought ribbing to the hem. I'm not sure yet. It is kind of flaring a little bit, which is okay, but I kind of prefer when the waist kind of is a bit more cinched. So we'll see what I end up doing. I'm going to sew the pieces together and see how it fits, and then decide if I'm going to do the hem or not. But it's coming along. The pattern for this is from a magazine, a crochet magazine that I've had for I don't know how long. And I never was interested in making this particular vest, but I made it anyway, altered the pattern, of course, because I can never just follow a pattern directly. So I'm going to sew it and see how it turns out. And then my last whip, this one, I just love how it's turning out. And this one is the Tunisian crochet project, the second Tunisian crochet project that I started this year as a challenge to myself to learn Tunisian crochet and stick with it. So far, I am sticking with it, which I'm happy to say. But this is the Loveland Shawl. The design is by Tony Lipsy from TL Yarn Crafts, and it is just beautiful. I love the yarn that I got for this. This is what is this yarn? Well, I no longer have the tag, but I do recall that the yarn name for this was Sea Slug. I've never really seen a sea slug, but sure, I guess these are the colors of one, but it's just so much color. I love it. I love it. So when I went into the store, I picked out this yarn. This I picked out this skein of yarn first. It just drew my attention right away. And then from here is where I picked out the other colors. So this really pale pink, pastel pink color, and then these two other colors that I just thought would look so good with the rest of the color combinations in the first skein. So this is where it's at so far. It's coming along. I do not know how much longer this is going to take me, but I did start it. I want to say I started this in end of January, maybe February, and I forgot how to do the stitch that's required for this project. So I had to relearn how to do that and then pick it up again and actually start it. There was a few start-stop cases with this particular project, but eventually I got the hang of it. And it's still going, and super happy with how it is working out. So those are the projects that I've been working on for the last month or so. They're all very bright and colorful. I love how they're all turning out. Super excited to see how some of those projects turn out, like the shawl and the army green cardigan. These are the kind of projects that give me motivation to continue making more projects. And of course, because it has been cold and very winter-like, even though it should be spring now, these are the kind of projects that are helping to add some brightness and joy into this gloomy, cloudy, cold, winter-like day. So I hope you have enjoyed this quick little vlog on what I have been up to. And if you are excited about a particular project that I'm working on, let me know. I hope this has provided some inspiration. I hope that if you were struggling with this kind of weather that we've been experiencing and needed some inspiration on what to make next, I highly recommend something that is bright and colorful and very spring-like. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.